Okay, this is Marlene Reyes with the Reyes-Burgess Realty Group with Keller Williams Realty. And today I have here Dave Marcella with Goosehead Insurance. And I have a couple questions that I would like to ask you. So Dave, can you tell me what is exactly dwelling coverage? I know we have to get it for our insurance policy because it's part of our loan requirement, but can you just give us more information why we need to have dwelling insurance?
Great, thanks Marlene. The dwelling is, without question, is the most important part of the policy, right? This is the actual house itself, right? The biggest misnomer out there is that the dwelling coverage includes all your property. It doesn't. It only includes the slab and up from the slab, the walls of the actual house. And the rest of the policy will cover what's inside the house too. So really important with the dwelling that we've seen a lot of inflation out there, and it's a great time now to reach out to your insurance agent and find out if you're covered adequately. Prices have gone up, so replacement costs on that particular house, or your house in particular, will be quite a bit more than maybe the last time you've actually looked at your policy. So it's really important to have enough coverage to secure that house to be rebuilt with the same or like items at today's cost.
Well, thank you for that information, Dave, and that's really good information to know. And our recommendation is go through your insurance policy and get a new estimate, or just start shopping your insurance around to see if you can maybe get a lower rate, because that's also gonna help you lower your mortgage payment. And then also, can you tell me what is personal property? We talked about the dwelling, but what about personal property? How is that related to your policy?
I consider it the second most important part of the policy, right? This is your belongings, right? Like what you've gained and what you're gonna furnish your house with. It's everything. If you think of turning your house upside down, anything that falls out of it would fall into that personal property category, right? So there's a couple things with that. Number one is you always want your personal property at what's called replacement cost. You want to know that you have enough money there to replace the couch or the TV at today's cost. So always ask to make sure that your stuff's at replacement cost.
Okay, well, thank you for that information, Dave. And what about personal liability? When I think about personal liability, I'm thinking if somebody gets hurt in my house, or if I have a pet, maybe something happens with the pet. Can you tell us why do we need to cover personal liability insurance if we already have personal property on our insurance?
Yeah, I consider this the third part of the policy that you really need to be concerned about. Personal liability protects you and will pay for your legal fees if somebody gets hurt on your property, right? So major asset, your home is normally your single biggest asset that you'll ever own, and you want to protect yourself from that. So from a personal liability standpoint, it's actually the cheapest part of the policy when you break it down. And a couple key things on personal liability is, number one is you always want that number to be higher than what your house is worth, so that you have enough to cover it and your house doesn't become one of the assets that they seize as part of the legal fight. Secondly, to help protect yourself, I always recommend what's called an umbrella policy, right? Once again, it's the cheapest part of the policy. You can get $1 million policy for about anywhere from the low 200s a year. So when you think about $200 a year to cover an extra $1 million and pay for any legal fees when you get in that situation, it's really a cheap opportunity to make sure that you're protected and you don't lose your assets that you've worked hard for over your lifetime.
Okay, and thank you for that information. And if you would like to get an estimate by Dave, or just have him view your policy just to make sure you're covered, how can they reach you, Dave?
Yeah, if you've got questions, you want me to take a look at your policy, or you just need some guidance, any of those three, I'd be happy to help. You can reach me at 623-267-5754. And once again, I'm with Goosehead Insurance. We're the largest independent broker in the nation, and I've got over 30 different carriers to shop your policies around and get you the best rate with the coverage tailored to your needs. So.
And then if you have any questions regarding the value of your home, or you're thinking of buying in the market as we have more inventory, you could reach us at 623-688-1304. And thank you for your time.